Hey everybody, how's it going? 1:37 in the morning on February 21st, 2022. So here's the deal. I need some help, but I think it might be more of maybe I need to just help myself hold myself accountable for my actions or inactions. So here's the deal. In the past year, everything that's going on, So, the beginning of early February last year, I was in the hospital for I think 3 days, and the bill has been fucking ridiculous. The insurance company keeps playing games with the hospital. The hospital keeps playing games with the insurance company, and both are playing games with me. So, I did the stupid thing. I took out a loan for $5,000. And the plan was, what the plan was originally was I was still going to continue working at Home Depot where I was. And then I was planning on getting back into DoorDash as a side hustle. And then after tax time this year, whatever I had left over from paying my taxes that were due for my portion of whatever I owed for DoorDash was all going to just be one lump sum and pay off the loan, while also making payments on it from working my regular job. I'm no longer working my regular job. In June this past year, I had been making, I'd been getting bills in the mail and paying them, bills in the mail and paying them. And then finally I got one for, it was just over $1,500. So I paid that thinking that was it. And instead of doing the responsible thing with the money and paying back the bank what I owed, I instead decided to invest it in the Fusion and the Explorer, which didn't pan out. It's not going to pan out because now the used car market is starting to shift a little bit, and we're also about to go into March, and I'm still not ready to get rid of the Explorer yet. I'm keeping the Fusion because the amount of money I've spent on it, plus I really like the car. It's just too much to ever be able to sell it for what I've got into it. So I need to get my use out of it, and so far it's actually been working out very well, despite the fact that it's not quite. I'm not doing it quite the way that I should be, but I'll get into that later. So yeah, I spent all that money on all the leftover money on buying some tools, the Explorer, the Fusion. So now I owe the bank about $1,700 on that $5,000 loan. I had been making extra payments here and there, which I'm really glad I did. I think the term was supposed to be for 2 or 3 years. I don't even remember. And I've already got half of it beaten down, so that's freaking awesome right there. However, in December, I just absolutely got fed up with working Home Depot because of some issues that were going on there with one particular supervisor. I felt like I exhausted every resource that I could to get the issues resolved, and then it just got kicked up a notch, and I had to walk away. The last month that I was there, I was absolutely dreading going in every night because just it was just not good. So I had to walk away. And then what I resolved to do is like, okay, I'm going to start door dashing again, and I'm going to do it every single night. That's how I started. I think I don't know. I did it quite a few days in a row. Did it quite a few nights in a row after I left there, and it wasn't working great, but it was working. But of course, that led up to New Year's. After New Year's, things slowed way down. And then I also had the loss of the Suburban. If you look a few videos back, the engine seized up on it. And it's just dead. It's going. I'm calling the junkyard this week to come pick it up because my neighbor's tired of looking at it in his yard. I'm tired of looking at it in his yard. I'm tired of hearing third hand about him bitching about it being in his yard. And yeah. So, which reminds me, I gotta pull a couple more parts off of it. Anyway, so that was a major loss. That was a major loss. I had just spent back in September like about $1,000 to keep it on the road, and I only ended up getting 2,000 or 3,000 miles out of it, which sucks. So there's that loss right there, and selling what I have taken off of it isn't going to make up for very much. But yeah. Anyway, so that's a major loss. The Explorer, I've barely been driving it. It sounds to me like it needs a wheel bearing or a hub or something. I've had to keep that around because of my damn trailer. I just had to spend $35 on cobbling something on buying a rebuild kit for the coupler because the coupler, I think I don't know, it's like a spring broke or something. The trailer's not worth anything because it needs a new deck, and now it's got, I found some rot right near the coupler, so I didn't even want to rebuild the damn coupler. I'm getting rid of the trailer this week, but I have to give it away. It's not worth anything because of the amount of work that it needs. Maybe I'll get it back someday. I don't know, because I'm giving it to my aunt and uncle. So that's another loss right there. After the trailer's gone, I still gotta get the Explorer fixed. I don't know what it's gonna cost. I mean, it may be a transmission issue. I really have no idea. I haven't had the damn thing looked at because I haven't had the money to get it looked at because I've been trying to balance what I spend on what I'm doing, and that leads back to the Fusion. I gotta get tires on the Fusion, rear brakes on the Fusion, and then it's ready for inspection. I've been driving it uninspected under the cover of dark to do all this DoorDash. Well, now as it's getting light earlier and earlier in the day, that's leading to, it's getting dark later in the day. That's making it so that I have to leave later in the day, and now I'm barely ever having $100 nights of deliveries. I'll do the same amount of miles, but I won't do $100 worth of deliveries. And what I really need to do is I need to actually start in the morning, do the breakfast rush, take a break for an early lunch, and then continue until midnight. Is I need to put long hours in, and I haven't been able to do that because I haven't been able to get the damn thing fixed, but I don't have 2 weeks for it to go sit at a regular shop to get done. This whole driveway is covered in fucking ice. I've fallen I don't know how many times this winter. This right here, this nasty looking thing here, that actually happened at a drop-off I was making, and the worst part is I was at the wrong address. Because Google Maps has been a fucking nightmare lately, but yeah. What I need to do, because I'm moving in early April, so that's, we'll say 6 weeks from now, I'm moving, I'm out of here. I gotta get my storage units straightened out, because I gotta eliminate one. I know which one I'm gonna get rid of. It's the one that doesn't have the car in it. So I gotta take all the shit that's in there, go through it, and pack it in with the car, which it will fit because it was all in there before. It just sucks. I somehow gotta move the car inside the container that it's in, because when I got it in there, it went in crooked. And the car's 17 feet long, the container's 20 feet long, so there's not much room to work in there, and it's only 8 feet wide inside. So I don't know how I'm going to jack it up, scooch it over, drop it down, so that I have a little bit of space to walk along the side of it so I can stack stuff on the trunk and then up and then onto the roof and down, out towards the door, which I really don't want to do that anyway, because then if I need something, it's impossible to access it. But anyway, yeah. I gotta do that. And I gotta also, I also gotta start working for Labor Ready again. I worked for Labor Ready before. I went on one assignment, and that's how I ended up. And they sent me to the college, and the boss that was there at the time, him and I got along, and we, eventually he hired me. I gotta start working for Labor Ready again. The freaking problem, though, I gotta email them ahead of time and say, look, this is who I am. This is when I worked for you. This is what I'm looking for. I need something where it's just me going on the assignment. I'm not giving rides. I'm not a fucking taxi service. My insurance doesn't cover it. Plus, I live with my grandmother. She is currently in the hospital with COVID. I've done an at-home test, and I've tested negative. I've got no symptoms. I've had a little bit of a cough here and there, but other than that, I'm fine. So, between the negative test and no symptoms, I'm not worried. However, I don't need to be bringing home illnesses from these sketchy people that work for Labor Ready, which most of them are sketchy. Don't get me wrong, there's good eggs here and there, but a lot of the ones that I met are not upstanding citizens. Now, I don't care if I get paid, daily or once a week, because I'm not so broke, and I'm not looking to get a drug fix that I need to be paid daily, and it's like, argh. But I gotta I need to be held accountable. So this video is to hold myself accountable, and hopefully someone's watched it this long, this video this long, and even continues all the way to the end, which I don't know how long this is going to be, to, you know, comment in a couple days. Hey Eric, did you email Labor Ready? Did you get in touch with Labor Ready about you know, getting an assignment like what you're looking for? Because I've got 2 banks now. I used to have 3. I just closed this account that I wasn't using, which was sad to do because I had it since I was a little kid. I got 2 bank accounts. Well, 2 banks that I use. I use People's United Bank and I use Bank of America. People's United Bank, when I joined them probably close to 10 years ago, I thought they were much bigger than they actually are. I thought they were nationwide, like the size of TD or Bank of America. So I joined them. Been very happy with their customer service. 90% of my finances have been done through them. The Bank of America. Ugh. All the money that I have in Bank of America is from door dashing. And while ultimately I don't have a lot in there, what I've got in there for the amount of working I've done for DoorDash, I feel like is actually a pretty decent amount, because I've only done since so my lifetime delivery count, according to DoorDash, that's not counting orders that I've gotten half pay for, which is probably, I don't know, 40 or 50, where something went wrong, so I only got half pay, like the restaurant was closed, whatever. If that even. I've done, last I looked, it was like, the last time I looked at the count is, I think, like 865 deliveries. And probably close to 600 of those have been since I left Home Depot. Now, the end of January and like the first week and a half of this month, I wasn't going out door dashing because my grandmother had been sick. So it was bad enough that someone needed to be here and take care of her, and door dashing, you know, there's so much flexibility to it, to whether you work or not. Like, I was initially going to go out last night, but I ended up not, because I got back here too late from other things I was doing. You know, it just kind of really didn't matter. But in that, it's put me behind for this month with my financial goals with DoorDash while I'm working for them. Now, I've got a balance on my credit card. I still need tires for the car. I also need to do early registrations because I'm keeping my legal address as New Hampshire when I move. And I'm doing this until I've got a place actually set up for me. And then I'll come back up here and get the other vehicle, bring it down, as well as some of my shit out of storage. So in that, I'm not sure if it's going to cost me more to do registrations on my vehicles, because in the state of New Hampshire, you register your vehicles the month of your birth. But if you're going to be out of town, you can do it up to 4 months early. So I called, or maybe it's 3 months, I can't remember now. I think it's 4 months if you buy it, 3 months if, I don't know, whatever. But I called my town hall. They said I can, the earliest I can do my registration renewal is March 1st. So that's a Tuesday. So I can be registered until the end of June 2023 if need be. I also need to, so there's a couple $100 right there, because it's gonna be like $50 for the truck. I keep the Crown Vic registered because it's not titled. I need to try and get a title for it, which that's gonna be a whole thing in itself. The car is titled. The Fusion is titled, so that won't be an issue. I don't remember how much it costs to register the Fusion, but there's a couple $100 right there anyway. And then I gotta get my real ID done for my driver's license, which is due this year as well, because I'm gonna be 31. Jesus Christ. A lot of talking. So, expense. And then, early in the month, my rent is due to my grandmother. And I think for April, I ought to just pay it anyway, because of everything. You help family out. You're not, just don't be a douchebag. You help family out. And, sure, she's got insurance and everything, but with everything going on, with how long she's been in the hospital for several days now, it's expected that she's going to be in the hospital for at least a few more days. Although she's doing very well. I did talk to her. She sounded 100 times better than she was. And yeah. So that's really great. I'm so disorganized. So yeah, a couple $100 right there for registrations, the license renewal, rent, my phone, loan payment. I got to get my taxes done. I have to print off. I screwed something up with getting the 1099 from DoorDash. Because I don't have regular internet access. I can't do this shit from my phone because it's just too complicated for a simpleton like me. I gotta print off the 1099. I think something on my Webull account that's got to get printed off. And then I got to make an appointment, go down with my... Oh, shit. I got to find my notebook. So I keep a notebook that I log all my receipts and expenses and mileage in for DoorDash. It's upstairs now. We did a bedroom swap on Saturday. Very unexpected, very last minute. I had about an hour and a half to pack up all the shit in my room so I could take it upstairs, and then we moved her bedroom downstairs, which is where it's needed to be for a number of years, but she didn't want to do it, and so now some of us have just decided that that's how it's gonna be, and we moved her down here. Yeah, so there's a lot to do. Now, you might be saying, well, Eric, if you say you've got money in the Bank of America, why don't you just use that to take care of all this stuff? The reason for that is, I want to know exactly how much I'm going to have to put aside to pay my taxes for DoorDash. I'm not good at this stuff. Anytime I try to talk to an accountant, they say, well, give me some numbers. Well, I don't have the numbers to give, so I'm doing this, like my father sees it as I'm doing it backwards, which I understand. But I gotta be able to present numbers in order to get the information I'm looking for. I haven't been able to do that because of stupid shit like a printer holding me up. It just doesn't end. So, anyway, I gotta work for Labor Ready. Because when Labor Ready pays you, they'll take your income taxes out. Now, I have usually had, I think, an extra $10 a paycheck taken out even when they were paying me by the day, which I don't care about. That's fine. I'm gonna bump it up to 20, and then if they get something where if I end up, say, working 4 different assignments in 1 week, that's $80 in extra taxes taken up. That's fine. I'd rather, because I see it as a forced savings account. I used to, when I had just the Crown Vic, I used to have extra taken out of my paychecks, save the money, use that to pay my insurance for the following year when I get my tax return, which was great. I never had to think about it, but things are different now. And I'm getting tired of talking. This is getting really long. I just need, if someone could ask in a comment, in a day or two, hey, did you email Labor Ready? That's the kind of thing that I need. Because I will sit down and I will do it. I just need someone to remind me to focus on it. I've tried, so it took me, my level of focus has been wicked bad lately. It took me, I had a pizza pan, a glass dish, I feel like there was, and the frying pan to wash. It took me over an hour and a half to focus enough to actually freaking do it. There's dishes in this dishwasher here. There wasn't enough to do a whole load, or to run it. But I loaded it up and I ran it because I just wasn't focusing on getting it done. I gotta clean up this counter and that counter. It's it's just too much. Just too much lately. Oh. Hopefully Labor Ready has stuff that they'll give me to do that doesn't involve working closely with other Labor Ready employees, or at least if I have to, they're presentable and just like not how or anybody that I've worked with before. Because there's some people that are, that's their career, which, I mean, if that's what you want, then there's nothing wrong with that, but it shouldn't be because you can't hold a regular job. But yeah, I gotta do that. Then that money can go to the People's United Bank account. Use that to pay off my credit card. which typically I stay on top of the credit card. Oh shit. I still gotta buy tires for the car and get the brakes done. I've already got the stuff for the brakes. Just gotta do it. Yeah, I don't know. Alright, I'm gonna shut up now because this is 30 minutes long and that's ridiculous. But anyway, thank you very much for watching. I appreciate it if you stuck all the way through. I'm not gonna add a keyword and say, oh, tell me the word, or leave a comment that says bananas if you made it this far, because then someone's actually going to watch it all the way through. Leave a comment that says bananas, and I'm going to be like, what the hell? Because I don't, I'll forget about it. I know I've done that in other videos, and I've gotten the comments, and it's like, okay, that doesn't make sense, and I don't think about it. Yeah, alright. I gotta throw some eggs outside, and I'll talk to y'all later. Bye-bye.